Hey everybody, it's Josh Fair, Scottsdale Mint again. Hey, thanks for, about 500,000 views in the last 12 hours or so on that first Elon Musk possibly going to be auditing gold. Wanted to follow up with part 2 here, getting quite a bit of questions. So I don't have all the answers, but I'm just going to go with what I think is essentially going down. So a lot of people say the gold's not there. And what happens when the audit shows that there is no gold there? And while that's quite the possibility, I don't think Trump likes to fail at pretty much anything, and either does Elon. And I'm going with firsthand experience here, firsthand knowledge. They have been flying gold into the United States out of Europe, and mainly London. I know this for a fact. On almost every flight starting before Christmas. These flights, typically a passenger flight, they'll spread the gold out, roughly 4 tons of gold. I'll let you guys do the math, roughly 32,000 ounces per pallet. They'll spread that out across the cargo. If the plane is full, as most of it was leading up to Christmas because of holiday travel, they could only get 2 tons. So if almost every single flight is that much gold coming in, and I know this firsthand from all the armed carriers. Guys, I work with these companies. I know them. In fact, one of them is going to be leasing space for me in my new facility in Wyoming, and handling gold coming in from both Europe for clients coming in and out. So I know this firsthand. So this amount of gold has been coming here. A lot of us, including myself, started noticing the exchange for physical premium that the banks were allowing, given a premium to bring the gold to the United States. Most of us thought it was only EFP, was only for tariff reasons. While that is 100% correct, we broke it on this X. If you've been following us, the beginning of February, it's saying that, hey, this is repatriation, which means they are bringing gold here for someone. Is that someone the U.S. government? I'm just trying to connect the dots. I don't know for sure. It wouldn't surprise me when Trump was talking about a golden era, remonetizing the balance sheets. You also have to think the new Treasury Secretary, he likes gold. So when they say, hey, we're going to make sure Fort Knox has the gold and then the other vaults have the gold, I think this is just a heads up that this is what's coming. Obviously, the U.S. has other vaults as well. So we mentioned that it's been 50 years from the last audit. Yes, it was a partial audit. It wasn't a full extensive audit. You got to go back to another 20 years prior to that. I think it was early 50s, 53 perhaps, that we've had a full audit. So it's time to do a full audit. A lot of these gold bars, folks, if we go back to like the World War II era and beyond, they were at different weights and purities. So some of these specs were at the time, they were like a 295, so 99.5%. Now the standard for the U.S. government and most delivery is 395. Most of us are also familiar with 49s. So some of this metal needs to be refined, perhaps, but it doesn't change the amount of gold that would be in that bar. You just do the multiplication. So that said, I don't think that they're going to fail. They are here to win. So if I'm a betting man, I'm going to guess that they've been short the gold. Was the gold perhaps encumbered? There's a lot of discussion about that gold being encumbered, whether it was through the Vatican, London. I don't know. You know, there's so many different concepts and theories out there. While I don't know, what I do know is that the amount of gold coming to the U.S. is record. A lot of that gold is showing up in the COMEX, so you clearly know that I'm not just making this up out of thin air. A lot of you who are watching me, and I think that's why my X account is growing, was just talking about things before they were happening, and you're seeing just insane amount of gold hitting the COMEX. I mean, historic record amount. And you're seeing reports out of Korea. You know, they're stopping selling. The Korea Mint is stopping selling both gold and silver. So what is going on? Again, these gold miners and then refiners, if they're good delivery, they're all getting eaten up. Again, my company has been personally called by some financial institutions that aren't normal. They're not normal players in the gold market, and they've been calling and asking for things. So, guys, this is a pure high-level institutional move. Physical metal is rapidly coming into the U.S. So again, if I had to put my chips down, I think that there will be an audit. It could be slow played. Is it going to be this year? Is it going to be in a month? I don't know these things, but I think when they do drop it, the audit results will not only show that the gold is here, but that perhaps we have even more. Again, I'm going back with what I know. Trump has been warning the BRICS countries, primarily China, as I mentioned before, that they have been trying to create a competitor to the U.S. dollar and backing it with gold. While there's so much distraction around with everything with Bitcoin, and folks, I own Bitcoin. I've had it for a long time. I like it. But never go maxi in anything is my philosophy. And that includes gold and silver as well. But gold, and I just put out a video a couple days ago on YouTube, so check it out. It's called Why is Gold Important in 2025? We have essentially, the American people, have been told that gold is not part of our world anymore. And while, yes, you don't use gold, you don't spend it at the grocery store, our money is not necessarily backed, but central banks all have a percentage of gold on their balance sheets. And the power of an economy is the economic input and the output that it can create, the GDP that it can create. That is true. But also there's a component of how much fiat that they issue, how much debt do they have, and then how much gold that they have. And then when things get out of balance and when people start to distrust government, and you can just think about it. Have you guys distrust any governments around the world, including the United States, over the last many years? Probably. So when distrust is there, they don't necessarily trust a lot of these things. You can imagine what an audit report would show. If an audit report shows, it's going to potentially strengthen, I would say, the future of the United States, the future of what is going on. So this is kind of my high level. Look, I'm going to put the pieces of the puzzle on the board, and I'm going to move around. So as these facts and different things come out, I'm going to move them around. A lot of what's being discussed in the news, people have pulled. Some have given credit to me, and the Scottsdale Mint team, they've given credit to us. But a lot of people are just pulling our content and then they're talking about it on other news channels. And I think that's fine and all. But I think you're going to see this by the time this goes mainstream. A lot of people are going to say we never saw this coming. But clearly something big is definitely brewing. So that's my quick hit, part 2 as to what I think could happen here. Thanks.